Hey, Houston, good morning to our live studio audience today. They were Trees for Houston, right? We'll talk to them in just a little bit. Our first guest today came to the U.S. in search of the American dream with hopes of making a better life for himself and his family. Starting in the back of a kitchen, he cooked his way up to serving up some of the best food right here in Houston and owning the restaurant. Today, he's dishing out the best in Honduran cuisine. Chef and owner Rafael Galindo is here to give us a taste of that. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Rafael, I met you probably 20 years ago when I first came here, and I know people who knew you before I got here. You have such a great story. You grew up in Honduras, which is a beautiful part of Central America.
Yes.
But like many people, you wanted to make your way to America for that American dream.
Yeah, and it's still the same. You know, I mean, I think that I'm still grateful to be here, Deborah.
Yeah.
By the way, you look like 15 years old from about 20 years ago.
Muchas gracias on that one, right? Okay.
And I know, I do love the fact that I've been welcomed to another culture, which everything that you do over here, it really shows up in your life.
A friend of mine was saying that he remembers with the first restaurant you opened was so tiny, so small, that they couldn't sit inside to eat. They actually had to go outside and they would eat on top of their car hoods, but they would do it because the food was so delicious.
Well, there is a believe in you, and I believe in myself. And actually, you know, one of the best memories that I have is in that time, Sylvan Rodriguez.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Sylvan Rodriguez became to be a friend of my little establishment, and he used to come in, and Sylvan, with the hot weather, his cowboy boots, sit outside on top of the bucket and have his lunch on a paper plate.
And then something else happened that was really cool because was it Terms of Endearment that was being shot here in Houston?
Yeah.
And Shirley MacLaine loved your food and requested your food and wanted you to be the caterer.
That's right. I did cater for, you know, the sequel of the Terms of Endearment for about a year.
Yeah.
You know, they allow no contracts because they don't want nothing legal, but the good cuisine, which God blessed me with, allow me to stay there and serve them for a year.
Yeah, Cafe Red Onion. We saw you open up several of them, but you're also such a great story of you know, you roll with the punches or get rolled over. You know, sometimes times were really good, and then sometimes times got really tough. And recently, they got tough for you.
Yes, yes. You know, and I think that a small business, and you have to be in economical, you know, kind of lines. We had a very bad time, especially with the construction of 290, which is
yeah, the construction on 290 shut
my own restaurant. That was my own building, and I took time out. I took time out to understand why, but God does things for a reason. So I say, okay, I will follow what's coming.
Yeah. Okay. So you opened another Cafe Red Onion on Eldridge Parkway,
Right.
and when you open back up again, it takes time for people to find out you're there and understand what your cuisine is. And there was one particular day where you really didn't have anybody in the restaurant except for one couple.
Yes.
And if you imagine owning a business, owning a restaurant, and only 2 people show up that day, but those 2 people made all the difference in the world because they also gave you a boost in your faith.
Yes, you know, I had a bad week prior to that, and in the beginning of my week, the first thing that you do is you get up in the morning and you say thank you, God, because that's, you know, you're breathing. You're breathing, you know.
You're breathing.
So I went to the place that day, and I spent my day hoping to have just a good business day.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, somebody was there by the door. God was opening the door.
This couple came in, and then after they got through eating, they loved the food, and then they, let's see, they had an $89 bill. So
Yes.
if you did 20% on that, that'd be about $16, right? And $16, $18. They left a tip, and the tip was $3,000.
Deborah, you know, that day was probably the test of the faith.
Yes.
For me. I always been very faithful about things that I do and confident. And I tell you, that guy who probably knows who I am, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming into that restaurant that day, because what he mentioned to me, he says, God sent me here.
Oh, wow.
And I keep doing, you know, I mean, I attend the table with all the respect. Sophisticated man, very easy, normal with his wife, well-dressed. And he kept telling me, he says, you know, Juan, I love you. You're a great person. This is a beautiful place. Why the place is not full? I said, I don't know, you know. And then he says to me, he says, you know, I'm leaving. And he tapped the check after he signed it. He says, what I'm doing here, or living here, is what you mean to me.
Wow.
You are a great person. Thank you. And I didn't think much of it. I said, maybe I got a 50. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
No, when I opened the check, literally, I went down on my knees crying. those moments in your life tell you, hey, things are going to be okay.
Keep going. Yeah.
Especially in a divided situation that we are in many areas.
Yeah.
I felt so appraised into, is this the kind of business that I want to live? No, I got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And that allowed me to continue and allowed me to think about.
We're glad that you keep fighting because we
Yes.
keep eating. You see, and this food is so delicious. I had the opportunity to travel to Central and South America, and the food's just, it's different. It has a different twist on it. All right, let's start with, I can't call this soup right here because this is just like a mountain of deliciousness. Tell us what this dish is.
This is one of the most popular dishes in my menu. It's called Chicken Brazil, Deborah. And most of my dishes, I create them with, like I say, I've been gifted. God is good to me and allow me to put flavors together. This is a fried eggplant, grilled chicken breast in the middle, which has been marinated with jalapeno and honey. And then you have some queso in the back because this is Texas, guys.
Yes, and there's that queso in the back, all right.
And why not have your greens?
Yeah.
Even men who don't like greens eat that little piece of greens.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to taste
Chicken
a little
Brazil.
bit of that
The
soup
chicken
right
Brazil
there.
is fabulous and has made it to so many different pictures.
Oh my gosh, I think
It's
I want
like
a salsa.
salsa, baby.
Yes, I want a salsa right now.
Well,
oh,
that's-
that is so good. Okay, moving on here.
And that is another favorite of the guests. It's called, I call that berry pork chop. And the reduction of berries with sugar and caramelized wine and little vinegar make that an exceptional dish. And I tell you what, you go and you take one and then take the other one home because you don't want to finish it up.
Yes, there you go. And you have one to go with you.
And we serve it with goat cheese potatoes because it's part of the menu, and people love that goat cheese potatoes too.
All right, so one of our dear friends, Shane O'Hearn, who's also a trainer, we would come in all the time and we would get this salad. This is my favorite salad right here, and has a hint of kind of what home is like. So you have your greens,
Yes.
but right here we've got what?
We have a mango, and and this is funny because sometimes people, this doesn't come out out of the HCV or any site cut up, so you got to do it. Look how simple that is.
That's so cool.
So you got to do this and make the plate, much prettier. And what we try to resemble in this one, it's simple. This is a crusted chicken breast
And what's that chicken breast crusted with?
with the corn tortilla chips. It goes placed like that. And you want to make sure that every time that you do food, even in your own home, not only because you go out,
Yeah.
it's right. Don't pile it up in the plate.
Make it a piece of art.
It's right. Be an artist with your food. And right here you had something that is called the Mayan chicken. And by the way, you can also have it grilled. You don't have to have it with the crusted tortilla.
Don't be silly.
Don't- I like that.
Yeah, you have it grilled when you're in front of your trainer, and then I go ahead and sneak
like
in
it.
and have this right here.
And then you pay back. You pay back in the gym.
And what I love is that you taste everything in this salad. And
Yeah.
A lot of times we pour bunches of sauces on and all type of stuff, and you lose what the flavor is supposed to be. But it's just, I love this. It just all complements everything that's on that plate. Pure, simple food that's clean and good. Let me wrap up with, if you were to describe Honduras to somebody, and people are looking at going on vacation to someplace new, because we sometimes get stuck in our same little vacation spots. Central America is so lush and beautiful.
It's always a place to probably consider to go because of the culture of Hondurans. It's inexpensive, to be honest. I won't touch other countries with that price. Also, I have good roots over there, good connections. And what I like about that is my people is they probably not rich, but they happy.
Yeah,
They're
which is
happy.
important, right?
Very,
I
very
love you say you have good connections. So when I go to Honduras, I'm going to go, hola, ¿cómo estás? Soy Deborah Duncan. I know Rafael Galindo. He said I can stay at your house.
Yes.
He said, mi casa, tu casa. All right, or
Right.
tu casa, mi casa. Rafael, thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you.
And for more information on Chef Rafael Galindo and Cafe Red Onion, we have a link on greatdayhouston.com.